y'all. I don't know about you, but some days we just need to hear from someone who understands, someone who's been there, made mistakes, learned lessons, and still figuring it out. That's what this space is for. Welcome to Big Cousin Diaries with Ray
and Kat, your big cousins who's always here to listen, laugh, and keep it real with you. No matter what you're going through, just know that we're right here with you. So grab your drink, your journal, or just lay back and chill while we talk about life, love, healing, and everything in between. All right, let's get into today's first diary entry.
So, for today's diary entry, we're going to talk about each other's dating experiences. And for reference, I am divorced, but currently dating, and Kat.
And I have been single for a few years and I'm currently in a serious relationship. So, what have you learned from like your past dating experiences or your past relationships?
I've learned that communication goes a long way and being patient through that communication as well, because you can communicate and still show you being impatient,
right?
And when you show that, the other person receives it the wrong way, which
Tone.
Starts arguments. Yes, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Right.
So that's what I've learned. When I was younger, like I would communicate things, but I wouldn't communicate it in a way where it should have been communicated.
Yeah,
like
where it's actually received.
It was bad. It was like, you need to do this, you need to do that. You
were like then, talking at him.
Yes, and that he was just like defensive.
Yeah,
and that starts arguments.
Right.
So that's what I've learned in my relationships, in my marriage, mainly because that taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Like moving forward, it taught me how to communicate to other people, communicate with myself as well.
Right.
Communicate with my son, and just overall.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty big because like right now you're taking accountability for that and you're noticing where you basically went wrong in that situation, and in knowing where you went wrong, you're able to now project that onto your past situations.
What have you learned in your relationships?
So I feel like I am a hopeless romantic. I've always wanted to be in a relationship. I always and still do want to be married. So I feel like I kind of rushed situations. So I would be so anxious to be with somebody. Like I would give them give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, you're cool. I like you. We have fun together. And I'll give them the benefit of doubt. Like, hey, look how great I am. Wifey material. Look at me. You want me, don't you? And no, that's not necessarily true, because as great as I think I might be, that person might not be ready for a serious relationship at that point in their life, or even receiving what I'm basically showing, or also like taking in everything that I'm showing and enjoying it, but still, like I said, not in that point in their life to where they want to actually settle down. Because I've been told plenty of times in the past, like, oh, you're a great girl, but I don't feel like these guys have done right by me. I'm like, yes, I am a great girl. Marry me. Yeah. So I guess I just back to, being patient in a different way, being patient with my actual connections and getting to learn the person, understand the person deeper before actually showing all of me, and giving them all of me, making sure they actually deserve it before I go forth and put that out there, asking the right questions. And so slowing down and not rushing the situation, and not thinking that every man that I come across can be a potential husband. Yes. And yes, still date with potential, but ask the right questions so that right away whether this person is or can potentially be a husband or not. Whether this is just we kicking it or this is something serious. Like, I didn't ask the right questions. I kind of just was trying to prove myself and expecting them to receive that and do right by me. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That was definitely big.
I think a lot of women's biggest mistake is overperforming for men who, don't deserve it.
Right.
Because a lot of women are so caught up in I'm wifey material.
Right.
Look at me. I can cook. I can clean.
Right.
I can do this in the bed. I can do that.
Right.
But a lot of men don't even care if you can cook or clean.
Right. They're like, I could do that for myself. I can cook and clean too.
Exactly.
Like, what's in here?
Right.
How can you elevate me? How can we grow together?
Because at the end of the day, a woman is supposed to be a helpmate, but in a different type of way. Because cooking and cleaning is
that's a basic human necessity or a basic human skill.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like the biggest downfall that a lot of women do. Yeah. And I've done it before.
Yeah,
I've overperformed. I've overdone things. I've overtalked. Overdone everything. So it's like a lot of women do it, but I just, you just gotta get to a point where it's just like,
yeah,
I'm doing that shit anymore.
Yeah, and also not saying that I'm not doing this shit anymore, but asking the right questions so you can know who deserves these actions, because then it comes to a point where we're doing all these things for the guy and they're not necessarily receiving it. And now we're looking at him as a bad person. Like, I do this for you, I do that for you, and you don't do anything for me. Yeah. But he didn't ask for all of that. He just wanted a quick little, little fuck. Yeah. He didn't ask for you to cook for him. He didn't ask for you to come over to his house and clean or do his laundry. Yeah. He didn't ask for any of that. So we can't bash men for not receiving what we're giving when that's not what they want.
Exactly.
So yeah, definitely a great learning experience. And with that, for me, a lot of my relationships turned into situationships because the guy wasn't on the same level as I was, or didn't have the same end goal as I did, wasn't dating for the same reasons that I was. So wasted so much time doing that and trying to prove myself.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. But I've learned.
Of course. We all learn, right? Yeah. That's what life is about.
Definitely. So it's also very important to just take the time for yourself to sit back and think about what you are doing wrong, because it takes two. The man cannot always be wrong. And even if the man is doing things that might be wrong, you have to also sit back and be like, well, I picked him. Yeah. So what made me pick this guy? What made me fall for him? What made me expect all these things from him? That's your wrongdoing.
Yeah, you have to use your discernment.
Right. Yeah. So he's doing what he wants to do. Yeah. And you're expecting him to do what you want him to do. Mm-hmm. But you didn't pick a guy that does the same things that you like. You picked a guy that does the opposite and you're trying to change him.
You're trying to change him.
Yeah, so.
And a lot of women do that. A lot of women think, oh, I'm different.
Yeah.
I'm this, I'm that.
Yeah.
Maybe I can change him. Maybe he'll do better. But men don't change for that time being,
right, exactly.
They change because they want
to. Yeah. And it's when the change is genuine, the change stays. Mm-hmm. So you don't want somebody to just change for you. You want this man to change within himself so that he can give you a better version of himself. Exactly. But yeah, taking accountability is definitely huge in growing with yourself and making better decisions in the future. So that is something that a lot of women need to learn how to do. And it's so important, taking accountability and knowing where we went wrong. There's nothing wrong with saying that you were wrong. Yeah. There really is nothing wrong with it. It makes you grow. It makes you better in your next relationship, in your next situations, in any type of relationship, friendships, romantic relationships, work, knowing where you're wrong makes you stronger.
It does.
So we need to do that more.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go back to taking accountability. Mm-hmm. And I realize that a lot of women don't do that.
Yeah.
Why
do you think that is though? Why do you? Because I feel like for me, it's, I would say it's easy for me to take accountability. I might be wrong. Guys might say otherwise, but I think that I take accountability. So why do you think it's hard for women to take accountability?
Because they don't want to be seen as a certain type of way. Mm-hmm. So I'm very good at taking accountability. I know where I went wrong in my marriage. I know where I went wrong in my relationships after my marriage, in my friendships. And I tell everyone, you know, I tell everyone that my marriage, I was an immature brat. That's as simple as it was. I was an immature brat. I lacked emotional intelligence, and leaving was the best thing for me because I didn't have that example growing up. Yeah. So I grew up in a household where, you know, my parents were actually married, but they were separated for like 15 years. Okay. So they eventually got divorced when I was 16. Okay. But during that time, they were separated. Yeah. So I didn't have like that type of example where mom and dad were in the household together. Yeah. Mom and dad was telling me, you need to stay with your husband. This is your husband. You need to stay with him. Yeah, figure it out. You know, like this isn't just some strange man. He's not hitting on me. He's not being abusive. Right. You know, so I never had that. Yeah. So leaving was just like, oh, I'm going to go find someone else better than you. Yeah. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, going back, taking accountability. A lot of women don't like taking accountability because they don't like to be seen as, putting the blame on them. Yeah. They want to be seen as this nurturing, loving woman who did everything for a man, but yet this man did so bad. Yeah, did nothing for me. Right. He was so terrible. I cooked, I cleaned, I did this, I fed his kids and blah, blah, blah. Not knowing that in between all of what you did, this man was showing you so many signs of not liking you. Yeah. Like loving you is different. You can love someone and not like them. Right. Like you have to be with a man who likes you over loving you more than anything. Because he actually wants to be with you, like in your presence. Because if they don't like you, they don't like anything about you. Yeah. You know, and they will sabotage everything. Yeah. They'll look at you and say, ew, why is your hair like that? Yeah. Why is your nose so big when you're pregnant? They'll you know, they will nitpick everything. And that's a man who doesn't like you. Right. And women don't understand the difference. The difference, yeah. You know? So they get to a point where they overcompensate, thinking, oh, I need this man to love me. I need this man to like me. Right. You know, he's acting weird or whatever. And then when they do eventually break up, it's the man's fault. Yeah. Because the man was acting, you know, crazy. Right. And the thing with that is people, not just men, but people will only do what you allow them to do. Exactly. So that's where accountability comes into play. Like you stood there, you stayed in that relationship for 10 years you accepted without a ring. It. Yeah, you accepted it. You know, and this is another thing. Tell us, girl. Get into it. There's another thing. Women who get into relationships don't have those prior conversations, those questions or anything before getting into a relationship. Then 5 years down the line, they're thinking, where's my ring? Mm-hmm. You cannot all of a sudden have that conversation 5 years down the line. The man is already comfortable. Right. You've done everything. You didn't start the relationship with, I want to get married, do you? Yes. Within this time frame, this is my, you know, I want to have kids. I want this, I want that. I want businesses together. You did not go into that conversation or relationship like that. So 5 years later, why do you think you're going to change that man's mind? Right. Right. And then get mad when he doesn't want the same thing. When he doesn't want the same thing. Exactly. That's why when I tell people I don't want any more kids, and they tell me, but what if your dream man comes to you? I said, my dream man is not going to want any more kids. Because I remember I asked you that. Yeah. Because I don't want any more kids. Yeah. If he doesn't have kids, he has to come into this relationship knowing that I don't want any more kids. Right. Like, and he has to be okay with that. He has to be okay with that. Like, in his mind, he has to be the man to be like, okay, I'm okay with taking on another man's child. Yeah. You know? Because there are a lot of men out there who don't have kids because they focused on their career. Right. And I understand that completely. But I don't want to go into it knowing that he wants children and I don't want children. And then down the line, we're bumping heads. Yeah. Like, you know, and then there's resentment. Yeah. But I love you, so why don't you want to have my kids? Right. But I told you that I didn't want any more. Yeah. So, so that's interesting that you said that. Like, my man wouldn't want kids versus you getting into a situation with a man that you think you like and he wants kids, but you feel like you can change his mind, or like we love each other so much that he won't mind. But then what about... Not a lot of women do that. Right. But what about the people that say, okay, well,
having a child solidifies the relationship.
I feel like people who say that are dysfunctional. Because having a child does not solidify a relationship.
Right.
If anything, it changes the relationship.
Yeah.
It could make it worse.
Yeah.
It could cause a lot of rift.
Mhm.
You know, even if the relationship prior to having a child was your definition of perfect,
Right.
it could cause a lot of arguments, a lot of tension, because that emotion and that attention is more on the child when it comes to the mom.
Yeah.
And the dad might feel left out.
Right.
Or the mom might feel so tired that she takes it out on the dad.
Right.
You know? But I do not feel like having a child brings anyone closer together. Even if you're close together as a unit before the child, it does not bring you closer together. Right. It can bring you close together as a family, but not as a connection, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because I guess they say that if you guys are just married, I guess it's easier to leave. Versus if you have a child, that's like the glue that kind of holds the relationship together. Or this is your husband, like you should want to give him a child. You should want to continue on your husband's legacy, or you know, with giving him a child. But I mean, that's not for everybody, you know. But that is something that people will say to you. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Like, but you don't want to carry on your husband's legacy. Like, this man is doing right by you. So why wouldn't you want to give him a child?
Well, me carrying on my husband's legacy would be me getting married to him, me taking his last name, and possibly changing my youngest son's last name to his last name. That would be me carrying on his legacy. Also, us going into business together would be carrying on his legacy. You know, because our business will be in his last name. Yeah. So that business could thrive, get bigger, and that legacy will be carried on.
But then who does so?
It doesn't necessarily have to be through a child.
Yeah. So who does the business get passed down to when you guys are gone for it to carry on?
Family. It can get passed on to. See, I already have children. He might have children as well. It can get passed on to his kids, my kids. They both can merge together. All of that can get passed. And then, you know, generational, it can get passed down.
Yeah. I mean, everybody requires different things. There is no one way, one size fits all. Yeah. So I would just say whatever works for you works for you. And that's another thing that we need to do as people. Women mainly, I'm going to say. But as people, block out the background noise. Like, whatever works for you and your man, you and your marriage, whatever, like, do that. Yeah. Who cares what people think? Yeah. So, I mean, and people will bring it back to the Bible and say that, you know, that's our duty to bring kids, reproduce, and basically contribute to society that way. And you've done that. So
I did it the right way the first time. You know, I was married, had a child. The second time I was actually engaged, and I had a child, but I wasn't fully married. So technically I had a child out of wedlock. Yeah. But you know, everyone is different, and I do feel like you have to do what works for you. Yeah. Definitely. Because every household is so different. You know, there's 50-50 households, there's 70-30 households, there's 100 0% households. And you know, when it comes to that, I don't believe in the whole 50-50, 70-30, 100.
I was going to say that conversation
for
another day, but I believe, you know what? I believe in do whatever the fuck you want. That's what I believe in.
I believe in do whatever the fuck you want as well. But when people are talking about it specifically, I'm just like, listen, nobody is doing 50-50. Yeah. Especially if there's a child in the household. Yeah. Because the woman is doing a lot. So, and when it comes to 50-50, a lot of people talk about financial, right? But I'm talking about everything, not just financial. Right,
exactly. Whatever it takes to keep the household together. That's finances, that's keeping up with the household, that's taking care of the kids, that's everything. Making sure there's groceries, making sure, you know, the bills are paid, you know, the kids are in school, the doctor's appointments are taken care of, everything. So, and I definitely believe in gender roles.
Same here. I can say that I'm slightly traditional because I believe in gender roles. I do believe in marriage before having kids if you can prevent that, because sometimes you know
Things
you can't.
happen.
Things happen. You slip up. But then again, it's like if we are going back to the Bible or whatever, we shouldn't even be having sex before marriage.
If y'all want to take it all the way back there, we all sinning.
Right.
We're all sinning. I mean, especially in today's day and age, like it's rare to find a virgin. I'm not saying they're not out there, but especially in like the US.
Yeah.
It's rare to find somebody that is a virgin before they get married. Yeah, unless they're like heavily into the church from birth, you know, from a young age, and they carry that on. Yeah. But even the people that's in the church, they're fornicating
behind your
right,
back,
exactly. Like. So I mean, you really can't pick and choose what part of the Bible you want to follow. You just have to, and I mean, I will say we all do.
Yeah,
we all do, definitely. And a lot of us don't necessarily know the Bible through and through to follow it, scripture by scripture, verse by verse. Yeah. So we do our best. Yeah, we do our best, and we hope that it's good enough. Yeah, and we pray about it. Yeah. So the reason that we're kind of talking about like our past relationships and things that we've done, things that we've been through, is because there's a lot of people out there that we believe are going through the same thing that we might have been through. So just trying to be transparent, and hopefully like you guys can relate to us and see that we've messed up too, and that we're in different places in our life, and that we've learned from it, and how important taking accountability is. So with that being said, I've dated people for what they have, and not necessarily how they got it. So I've dated people for what they have, mainly because I'm like, oh, he has this. He could teach me how to get this, because I want this too. He could teach me how to get this. But these guys didn't care to teach me anything, you know? I'm going to say that I didn't go into relationships just to take. I always went into situations to learn something, but the guys weren't necessarily interested in teaching. And I don't know if that was because of my doing, as far as I didn't ask the right questions to try to learn, which I feel like I did ask questions, but guys weren't willing to teach because they didn't see themselves building with me or growing with me to teach me that, you know? So how did you get your house? You know, like, what did you do to get your house? Like, what financial decisions did you make to get this house that you have? But they're like, I don't see you in my future, so I'm not gonna teach you this. I don't care to tell you this or explain this to you. And I feel like that's where my picker was basically wrong, because I picked guys that had things that I wanted. And even though I feel like I had good intentions, they didn't necessarily see it the same way, or they didn't care that I had great intentions of how they got things to better myself. They didn't want to better me, you know? They didn't care to better me because they didn't see me in the future, in their future. So I guess I would say that that's also something that I've learned, or that I could take accountability for, is my picker was off. It was wrong.
Can I just say that there's nothing wrong with dating men or going for men because you want to be on that same level.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
And I'm not saying that what I did was wrong. I'm just saying the way I went about it was wrong. With I expected them to teach me stuff. Yeah. Because you want to have a man that has stuff going on.
Exactly. Because men will only bring you to their level. Yeah. No matter what. Whether they're high or low, they will always bring you to their level.
That's what they know.
And that's why I say there's nothing wrong with dating a man who has a yacht if you want a yacht. There's nothing wrong with dating a man who travels the world every 6 months, and the other 6 months he's working. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. The only thing is you have to ask the right questions. Yeah. Like, you have to get into a position where, you're just like, can you help me, please? You know, it's like a way to ask. Right. And men do love helping.
They want to feel needed.
Yes, they do love helping. Even if they don't see you in their future, they will still help you. You know, it's the type of questions you ask and how you ask it that will make them feel like, okay, let me get things together. Because those type of men who have those type of accolades or, whatever they might have, they want to teach you to get it as well. Especially if you're a good-looking woman.
Maybe, though. And that goes back to what I said, like, if they see a future with you. Because if I don't see a future with somebody, I'm not going to invest all this time into trying to teach them something so that, I don't care about them that much. I don't care that much to teach them. Like, I might give a little couple of gems here and there, but I don't feel like they're going to actually be invested into helping you grow in that way, because maybe I already have a wife and maybe we don't know. I don't know. Maybe they already have a wife. I know.
There's questions to ask,
this is going into the double life situation where you don't know that you're in a situation, but you are in it, but you don't know. But like, say, hypothetically speaking, the man that you're dating has a yacht and you want a yacht, right? And you want him to teach you some stuff, but this man is already married. I don't know that. It's hypothetical. So he's not going to care to tell me, put your money here, put your money there, do this, do that, because he's already building his family. So why would I care to put that much time and effort into you? I'm just trying to have fun. You're here for fun. I'm not here to grow you. I'm not here to build you.
I want to say something different, because you can be on the phone with a man and he could tell you that in one conversation, because men like showing off as well. So they want to tell you how they got it. You just have to
Yeah, but are the details there? So are they just putting you on the highway and not telling you where to get off? Or are they telling you what turn to make, what exit to get off at,
I've had men tell me what to invest in. Like, literally, invest in this, put your money in this. That, they put bigger amounts because they have bigger monies. But they will tell me, do this, do that, do this. Mm-hmm. And that's why I have a portfolio of investments right now, because of that. And that goes back to, even if a man doesn't see you, as a future, long term or whatever, men still like to help. And even if they don't want to, or if they don't tell you the logistics of every single thing, it's up to you to kind of put the
pieces in place,
pieces together. Okay, he told me that he invests in VU and he put $10,000 in the first time. He told me he invests in other IT stocks, but he's not telling me the specifics. Yeah. It's up to me to look up those IT stocks. Right. Yeah. So he's telling you, but he's not going into details, because maybe he just, I don't know, maybe he just doesn't want to, It's not a thing where he doesn't like you or he doesn't see you as a future. But I will say that when it comes to men helping you, being their friend is the best thing ever. Try not to make it go into a romantic thing, because that's when they don't. Okay, I'll go back to what you said. If a man doesn't see you as a long-term investment, you going into that relationship as a romantic thing will jeopardize. Yeah, that's true. Learning everything. Yeah, but because you're already coming in with the wrong foot. Yeah, exactly. If you're friends, he will tell you every single thing from bottom to the top. Yeah, he will literally hold your hand. Men love helping people. That makes sense. Helping women. Yeah. Men love helping women. Yeah. Good-looking women. Yeah.
So I guess I will go back and say that was also my picker being off, because maybe the quality of men that I was trying to learn from either didn't have much to teach, because the way they did things might not have been the right way. They just kind of got lucky and happened to land on this, or maybe they didn't have anything and they spent their last on this, and there was no real strategy to teach me, and I just didn't ask the right questions. So it all goes back to asking the right questions. Definitely. Asking the right questions can save you so much time, so much heartache, and it can. I've definitely learned that now. Definitely learned that now. So my current boyfriend, we were friends first. Well, in my mind, we were together, but we weren't. In my mind, I'm like, this is my husband. My man. Right. But we weren't. And we were friends for about 3 years before we actually started a romantic relationship. We weren't having sex or anything like that. So we didn't have that to cloud our judgment And all we had was conversation. It was also a long distance friendship. So all we had was conversation. And with that, we asked each other so many questions to where I guess after 3 years, he was like, all right, yeah, this is the girl, you know? And maybe in the moment I was like, all right, like, I'm great. You gonna make me a girl? Like, we're getting along, we're hitting it off. Like, when are you gonna make this official? But for him, it was like, you know what? If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it right. And I'm gonna take my time, and I'm not gonna make anybody force me, or I'm gonna do this on my time. Because I want it to be right. And I want to know as much about this girl as possible so I don't make the wrong decision for this big decision. Because, I mean, who wants to get married more than once? I mean, it happens, but nobody really wants it, you know? So, yeah, and asking the right questions definitely, like, set the tone for our entire relationship, because, like, I feel like I truly know this man. He truly knows me. And I probably know him more than anybody that I've met in real life, like face to face, because like I said, we were in a long distance friendship. And we'll get into that a little bit more later. Another episode, tune in. But yeah, we didn't have sex to cloud our judgment. It was just strictly, I want to get to know this person. And it's real. So questions are so important.
Sex clouds judgment. And I tell everyone this, like, please do not have sex before you know someone. Because you don't even know, like, if... Listen.
This is a whole nother topic.
This is why a lot of women get hurt. Because they give their bodies, they form a connection to a man who they don't know. And this man turns out to be a psycho. Or he turns out to be
you don't know who you're having sex with.
You know, he turns out to be a slob. He turns out to be a cheater.
But because he looks good, you're like, oh yeah, he's the one.
Right. Or because he has money. Or because he has a nice car.
I wouldn't even say because he has money, because we don't know that yet.
Well, some women think they know.
Right. That's the thing. He took me on a nice first date. He drives a nice car.
Or he has Gucci from head to toe. I hate that so much. But anyway, he has Gucci from head to toe. Or he's got a Mercedes.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Come on.
I know so many people that have a nice car and are broke. And I'm pretty sure y'all can relate. Y'all know a lot of people that have nice cars and are broke because that car payment is not cheap.
It isn't.
So it's like,
especially if you have bad credit.
Exactly. That car payment ain't cheap. So you could be spending your last on that nice car and barely have enough to take a woman out on a date. Or you can spend $300, $400, $500 on a first date. That's easy for a lot of people, but they can't keep it up. So you go into the situation like, oh my God, he took me to whatever, this Michelin star restaurant, and he got a good job, and whatever the case may be. This man might be terrible with money.
A scammer.
A scammer. Even if he has a good job, he might be terrible with money, putting it in the wrong places or not putting it anywhere at all, splurging, going out every day, going out every weekend, and cannot maintain keeping up with having a relationship or a female, or that nice treatment that you got initially, he can't keep it up. And then you think because you guys went on a nice date, oh my God, he got it. Let me go home and give him some on the first night or the second night or whatever the case may be. And now you don't know that you just had sex with a whole psycho.
Yeah. You just had sex with someone whose bank account balance is $2.20.
Right.
Like, they probably just got that money, you know, and decided to take you out.
Maybe their rent is not even paid. They said, I'm going to pay this next week when I get paid again. Let me take her to a nice restaurant.
Right. Yep.
And then you're giving it up, and now your body count is higher, and you hate this man.
Yep. You've done, what is it, when you connect to someone sexually, it's soul ties.
Yeah.
You've connected a soul tie to someone who you don't even know. Like, that's the worst thing.
Yeah. And then you're expecting so much from this person. And it's like, I know he can do it because he did it once before. So, but when he starts to fall off, you're like, oh, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you used to do this, so I know you can do it. But that was all for show. That was all for show to get you. He got what he wanted. He doesn't care to get to know you any deeper. He got what he wanted.
Yeah.
And it's easy. It's easy for guys to take a girl on a first date that's nice and to get some pum pum afterwards and to basically ghost you or slowly wean you off and make you hate them. A lot of guys make you hate them if they don't like you.
Because men find it hard to break it off. They find it hard to break it off, so they do things to sabotage the relationship so you can break up with them. Yeah. And then when you don't break up with them, they're just like, they hate you even more.
This girl don't go somewhere. Right, like, she keeps texting me.
Yes, all these long text messages. And that's when it comes into, you know, when women say, oh, he changed. He wasn't like this in the beginning.
He was. You just didn't know him.
You didn't know him and you gave it up too quick. Because I will tell you this. Every man wants to have sex with you. Yeah. Every man. Like, if you're a good-looking woman, whatever. Their goal is to have sex with you. But if you show them that you're different from all the other girls who've had sex within 10 minutes to 2 days, they will look at you differently and treat you differently. Yeah. Like, they will go to you as, oh, she's fine as hell. Like, you know, let me see what type of woman she is. But if they see you're a different type of woman,
set the tone for how they maneuver.
How they treat you. Yeah. Yep. How they talk to you. How they see you. Yeah. Definitely. And, you know, the exception is not the rule, because there are times when you can have sex with a male on the first night or the second night and it's perfect within a year. You know?
And everything works out. That happens.
Does happen, but
it's not that common. Right. It's not that common. So don't think that you're going to be that person.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right. Don't think that you're going to be that person. Like, go into it with, I'm going to hold it for a little bit. Yeah. And there's no time. There's no time frame. I don't believe in the 90-day rule or anything like that. I don't believe in the first day or not the first day. I believe, and I also don't believe in, oh, the chemistry was good or we hit it off, so let's have sex. Chemistry means nothing. That means nothing. But I believe in asking the right questions, getting to know this person, and cutting past the bullshit. And of course, it's easy for people to lie and say things that sound good. But as time goes on, you're going to be able to see, like, oh, yeah, he told me this, but he's acting this way. Yeah. So whatever he just said is bullshit, you know? So...
yeah, even though I don't believe in the 90-day rule or the 3-month rule, it does take about 3 months to get to know someone. If you're asking the right questions. Yeah. Like, you have to ask the right questions. Sometimes it can take a month if you're doing it quick enough. But if you are taking your time, it can take up to 3 months to get to know someone. Ask those questions. All you really need to do is ask about 10 questions. The rest will follow. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And he will also answer questions that you didn't even ask him. Because
it's conversation.
Yes, because it's conversation. He'll go into family if you didn't ask about family. All you have to do is ask, where did you grow up? He'll go straight into his family life. Yeah. From like, I truly believe it takes about 3 months to get to know someone. And to feel if you want to be with this person or not, if you want to take them serious.
To the next level.
It does not take years to get to know someone. It doesn't take years to marry someone. It doesn't, 5-10 years, no. It doesn't take that long. Yeah. Because I just feel like people who feel or who say, oh, it takes forever to get to know someone, they don't have that proper discernment and they haven't asked the right questions.
Right. Because you're taking the first date to have fun, instead of taking the first date to actually get to know something deeper about this person, to see if they even deserve a second date, a phone call, a text after this first date. Y'all stretch it out too much. You stretch it out too much. You have to, and that's my thing. Like, when it comes to like first dates and stuff like that, I don't care how you picture me or how I'm getting straight to it. I'm letting you know my flaws. I'm asking hard questions. And if it makes you uncomfortable, like, I want to make you uncomfortable. I want to see how you handle it. Yeah. I want to see if you can answer these questions. And if you can't, then you're probably not the right one for me. Because if I ask you something like, what are your 5-year goals? And you can't answer that question, then I got to go.
Yeah. Or because you feel like I'm doing too much.
I feel like I'm doing too much. And I have to go, because that means that you don't have a 5-year plan. You don't have a 10-year plan. And what are you living for? What are you waking up for? What are you like working towards, you know? So asking those hard questions on the first date, I feel like is kind of essential. Like, yes, you want to have fun, you want to get to know the person, but sprinkle it in while you guys are bowling or whatever. Like, hey, such and such and such, you know?
Yeah. Sprinkle like, how many brothers do you have? Or, you know, you can like put in those little small questions just to get to know them personally, and then the bigger questions so they don't feel like they're being interrogated.
Right. Exactly.
And then we'll get into the questions.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic.
Another
yeah, we're gonna help you guys out. We got some good ones for
definitely.
you guys. So we gave you guys a little bit about us. You know, we took accountability and shared it with you guys. Hopefully, we can teach you guys something. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's topics. We did touch on a few things that we are going to be making deeper videos on.
We have a lot of things to touch on, other accountability posts, and stay tuned because you do not want to miss it. We have a lot.
There's a lot going on in today's society.
We have a lot because we've been through a lot and we know how to navigate things now. So, and we want to teach you. You know, we want to let you know what we've been through and how we see things now and how to navigate it.
Yeah, we want us to be better. We want women to be better. We want men to be better.
Yes.
You know, times are crazy. So until next time.
Until next time.
Peace. Bye, Ken.